welcome to another edition of Political Paradigm. I am Terry Ikume. Today my guest is a politician and businessman from Kano State who's contested for the governorship as Kano Central senatorial election. My guest is Mr. Abdul Salami Zaura. Welcome to Political Paradigm.
Thank you, Terry.
It's a delight to speak with people like you because I like to speak with people young in politics. And I've come to realize that you're quite young in politics, basically. But let's start with your bid. You tried to run for Senate. That didn't go well. You were in court, and the tribunal has now ruled against you. So how are you taking your loss at the tribunal?
All glory and all praises be to Allah, the master of the universe. If I'm going back to my political history, that was in 2019, I think, where I contested governorship under the platform of Green Party of Nigeria, that was GPN. After the 2019 election, I defected or joined APC. Though before 2019, I was in APC, but not contesting any office. But in 2020, I joined APC in Kano, and I was received then by the executive governor of Kano. That was Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, YFR. And then, when I joined the party, was to be a party member, do party activities like everyone that have joined party and have ambition. Though my ambition was towards the governorship, but as time goes on, activities goes on, and when the time for the primaries came, a consensus was reached that I go for Senate, and the leadership of the party wanted me to go for Senate. And at the beginning, of course, I didn't want to go for Senate. But I'm someone who respects the word of elders, the word of people that I believe are my leaders, sitting down to understand why they wanted me to go for Senate. I accepted it. My governor then was one that says, Zaura. I said, yes, Your Excellency.
That's
we want you, yes, Ganduje. We want you to run for Senate. I said, sir, with due respect, I don't want to run for Senate. He said, no, we want you for Senate. Then the party chairman as well said the same. And I could remember we were four, and the chairman of the elders forum of FEC was there. So I was so not willing to accept, but looking at the caliber of people wanting me to do this, I cannot look at Abdullahi Ganduje as my leader and say no to him. I can't look at the face of the party chairman and say no to him. I can't look at the face of the elder and say no. I was in a very tight situation that I have no option than to accept. And coming from above, the leader, and now the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as well, wanted the same, that I should be a senator. He personally told me that, Abdul Karim Zawra, I said, yes, Your Excellency, go for Senate. Do whatever Ganduje wants you to do. I said, okay, sir, I do. And I accepted to run for the Senate.
And you didn't win.
Well, I said I win.
But the tribunal thinks otherwise. That's why I asked you how you're taking your loss at the tribunal.
Terry, people think winning election is winning. Of course, the tribunal decided. INEC said no, he is the winner. I congratulate him at the end of the court case, but I still feel that I don't lose by fight. You won election at the top. As it is said, I'm second. Is another success in politics.
But when you talk about winning an election, there's a certain level of confidence that you exude despite the ruling of the tribunal. Why do you think you won that election?
Well, let me say this, that since it was an issue that went for tribunal, and the tribunal decided and went for appeal, and as well, I feel affirmed the tribunal ruling. I'm not disputing or disagreeing with all the ruling. What I mean by I won or I win is that I contested election without nobody, with no contestant, with no candidate, I mean. The party, yes, was there, but no candidate. That was contested against me. Actually, the candidate withdrew prior to the election. And the one that is on the seat now has never been there, and he has never participated in any of the electoral processes. Though, now that the court decided he is the winner, he won. But in the perspective I'm giving the whole thing, that I'm trying to show you that, or to tell the world that being a winner or becoming a second or not winner of the election at last does not mean you lost.
Absolutely.
I don't see myself as someone who lost the election. I see me as a winner.
Well, that's a good spirit.
It's another success.
I think your biggest concern at the time was that there was a breach of the Electoral Act, but the court thought otherwise. But let's not sit on that. Let's look at your political career now. It would appear that even though you've been in politics for 5 years now, since 2018, after transitioning from being a businessman to wanting to do politics. I see you're back to business, by the way.
That's right. This is what I know better.
Absolutely.
And this is where I belong to politics. I belong to business.
But that's a good thing. I think that's what politicians are advised to do. So they're not career politicians. And they can always have something to fall back to. But it raises a question as to whether your political career has even kick-started. It seems like you're struggling, and it begs the question of whether it is your popularity in Kano, or it is perhaps the kind of politics that is played in Kano that's affecting you. You wanted to be governor, that it didn't work out. Tried senator, tried to run for the Kano Central senatorial seat, and that didn't work out. Yeah. Is it your popularity or the kind of politics that's been played in Kano?
Well, you will all believe me that Kano politics is a different politics. It's an arena of politics where there are big wigs in politics. Mostly where I came from as a central, and that's where the main political big wigs are. Though, when you talk about my popularity or my what do I call it?
Political clout, as
political clout. Yeah, that's well. I'm someone that combine politics with philanthropic activities. I go into politics for a reason. Everyone has a reason in his mind that he joined politics, particularly. I look at the situation of people. I run a different campaign in Kano, and looking at my campaign activities in Kano, you will find it difficult to differentiate my campaign and philanthropy, because mostly it is a campaign that it touches people. It's a campaign that go directly down to the masses, and it goes down to what people want at that time, not a campaign of promising and so this would also attract popularity to me. And the way I see politics in Kano, daily it gives me inside, and I study it, and I go for like my own way differently.
Is it safe politics in Kano? Because I recall that in one of your press conferences before the campaigns kicked off, you said that no one would intimidate you from running from office. In fact, you felt like, it sounded like you were being threatened at the time. Were you threatened?
Yeah, of course. Whenever you come up for something public, mostly in politics, I had never had any issue in my life prior or before I joined politics. I've been in business for decades, and I have never seen a trouble or anybody coming after me with any kind of court case or litigation or whatever until I joined politics. I have seen people trying to check me, what this young man do, what he do, how he earns money, where he get money from. And I'm a business person. And then joining politics, you bring something different and hang on my neck. I'm struggling with the politics, struggling with it. So I look at it, and some people tell me that. I have people that advises me. So now you are into politics. This is politics. You have to be distracted. You come in with poses. You come in, you are gaining popularity daily, and those who have been already in the system, you think will allow you to go scot-free?
You think that the EFCC case of fraud, $1.3 million, was a distraction?
It was a distraction. You cannot fight a case without someone who complain about you. You cannot have you cannot be accused without someone who is accusing you for that.
You don't know who is accusing you.
I don't know who is accusing me. And the case will only come when I come into politics. After the election or after it goes, it came on in 2019. The same following me, and then it went off. I won in the court. The court strike it out due to lack of evidences, due to lack of even a complainant, due to lack of basis. No case. And when I come in again in 2023, as you said, when the popularity gaining around me and all this, then the case was awakened again.
But how did that affect you? How did that affect you? Because this came, I know that the case was reopened, I think in December 2022.
Yeah.
And up till May or thereabout, you were in and out of court, even though at some point you were not in court.
Yeah.
How did that affect you in the build-up to the elections?
Of course it do. You can't join when you are facing something, a goal that you are trying to achieve something, and you are getting distraction. You are needed here, and some will even sponsor media that you are wanted when you are not even declared wanted, when nobody is even looking for you. And you are getting a lot of negative thought around you, a lot of negative perception, and giving people and selling to people that you are this and that. Of course, it will affect your mental focus. I'm someone who I'm going directly for this is my goal, and then someone somewhere or some group of people somewhere are distracting me that don't allow him to achieve that goal. Destroy him, bring him down, deactivate his popularity. People are coming for him, and he is for the people, and the people are for him. But when you paint him black, they may look at him in that way. And then, it is not true. There is nothing like that. We went to the court, and all the legal processes, nothing was found. We went to EFCC. They did their investigation. From here to anywhere, nothing. I cannot be, or you cannot find something that has never happened against me. If you said today, Terry, I transact business with you, you must be able to bring an evidence that, yes, this is a business I transacted with Zara. There is no such evidence. And no evidence of any business transaction between me and anybody. If you have one single evidence, it is enough for you to prosecute me, to find me guilty. You investigated me, take me to court, and yet the court discharged and acquitted me. And then again, some people go take it, appeal.
Same case.
The same case.
And it's still in court.
And then don't forget what happened in the appeal court. The appeal court didn't say, no, we found him guilty. They said, no. The day this case was judged, he was not in the court, so go and retry him again. And it wasn't my mate, not even be in the court at the day of the judgment of the case. It was during the pandemic of no traveling, no going anywhere. The court was visual. So the fact is there in front of everyone.
Do you also think that the attack on your convoy was also politically motivated?
Of course.
By who?
The attack on my convoy was political. Not one attack, not two attacks, always attack. And not only attack on my convoy. Immediately after the primary election, when I won, my mother was kidnapped. Nobody went through difficulties in 2023 politics like Zaura. Abduction of my mother, EFCC case, which has never been there and nothing. It's an empty and hollow case, chasing me, giving me different negative image to the public, distracting me a lot. And then attack on me, attack on my people, destroying my properties, destroying my convoys, cars, wounding my political followers a lot, intimidating us not to go anywhere or not to campaign. And then the people want to see us out. The people want to see us on the street. They want to see Zaura. We have never, during the electioneering campaign, go any street of Kano, someone to come out and say, no, we don't like you. Or in Hausa Bamai, it is always, we love you. We like to see you, Zaura. We like to see, people like to see us. And that is what they don't like.
So that brings me to the question of how you're perceived by your people and what they may have missed, because you described yourself as unique, a different breed of politician, which is what a lot of Nigerians are seeking.
Yeah.
Right? Politicians that are different from the conventional ones that have failed this country. And you said that the likes of Kuangs, Shekarau have done their part. That what you bring is unique and different. So now that the elections have gone the other way, what do you think that the people of maybe Kano State in general, considering that you wanted to be governor, or your central district may have missed?
Yeah. I can say they have missed. If only they know what I had in my heart for them. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm highly emotional about them. I feel them. I feel them. With due respect to the people you call Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, who I hold with high esteem, who I see as a political godfather to many, to all. And to Malam Ibrahim Shekarau as well, who I hold with high esteem as well, and I respect him. I respect the two. and they did well for Kano. They did all their best, and each of them has different political system. And as well, I have my own different, which looks similar to one of them or another way to another. But my own way, my own approach is different. Their own is different. As I said, they did well. They did very good, and I still admire the two, and I respect them.
I understand that you have a degree in political science, and many would expect that that would help. But you have your own ideologies. Also, imagine that with the level of education you've got in political science, that's what many would expect to be different from the conventional politicians who either inherited politics or thought to join because of its lucrative nature. But I'd like to know what ideologies of yours informed your decision in selecting first the Green Nigeria Party that you ran for governor under in 2019, and now the APC that you joined a couple of years ago.
Well, number one thing is that initially, or before I studied political science, I was an engineer. Or I studied mechanical engineering. And because of my passion for politics, I joined university to study political science. I want to know anything I'm doing, I want to know it to the best of it. Apart from studying political science, to acquire more knowledge in politics and to know more of what I'm going to do or what I'm doing as a politician, I learn it practically. And then theoretically, there are a lot of differences the way I look at it. And then I combine the two ideologies. I combine them and put them into practice, that I will come in, or I will come with something unique. I will come with something new. That has to be a blend of politics and philanthropy. Going directly and touching directly where it pinches or where it pains people. I know. For example, there was a time I purchased firefighting vehicles for the Kano state. I look at the terrain in Kano that I said, the people, sometimes government has a lot, and in some areas there is need for a support to the government. When I bought the firefighting vehicle, somebody was saying, what are you doing with this? While people are doing campaign and putting their money into what? I said, no. This is one of the most important things that people need. This is what saves life. Though we are not praying for any inferno or any fire or accident or something to happen, but we prepare for it. I purchased 2 firefighting vehicles. I purchased a brand new ambulance. And when I told the governor that I'm bringing in this, at first he was shocked. Like, Naira, what did you say? I said, Your Excellency, I want to donate these 2 firefighting vehicles and an ambulance to the people of Kano State. He was shocked. He was amazed. And alas, he was so happy that I like your ideology. I like your way of politics. We bring it, and people were happy. And at that time, those 2 firefighting vehicles remained the functional firefighting vehicles in Ghana. Anywhere there is fire accident, you find it there, and you find the ambulance. And people accord us with prayers, well wishes, and all this, and I feel happy. Sometimes I'm here or I travel somewhere, my director of campaign or my people will call, or someone will call that, please hold the line, somebody want to pray for you, that there is a fire accident, that the the vehicle you donated came to quench the fire and people prayed for you. I will be talking with different people and now fire accident place. Then they call me, they are praying for you. God bless you. God do this. God. A lot. That enough. I feel happy.
And at the time, it wasn't because you had eyes for a governorship seat, was it?
Well, if you said
No,
because I have eyes, so
I'm asking. Because a lot of things that many philanthropists do are seen as initial moves towards politics.
But this is one thing that always people think. The perception is when you do something, it's because you want to attain or you want to get something. And as I said, everybody has a reason for joining politics. I didn't join it just to make ends or to get money.
Yeah, but then why the APC then?
Why?
Why the APC?
It's
Because of the ruling party?
No, apart from the ruling party, it's the party with very good ideology. It's the party with good manifesto. I look at it and I look at the people that are in the party. When you look at the president, it's someone that I had a longer time relationship with, it's someone I respect. Before I joined the party, I went to him, seek for his blessing to join FEC. I sat with him, we discussed. In fact, let me take you back. Far back in 2019, when I joined Green Party, I went to Aswaju. I sat with him. We had a very good discussion. He said, why Green Party? I give him my reason then. He said, no. I want you to not to stop Green Party. I want you to join FEC and work with Governor Ganduje. I said, no, sir. With respect, allow me to contest on the Green Party. Say, why? I gave him my reasons, which I will not tell you here. I mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said, do you say this outside or do you tell people this reason? I said, no, I say it to you. He said, okay. Go ahead. And I did. I didn't make it because it was a young party. I raised it up in Kano and it just came in newly. So when we finished 2019, I come back. And I think I was one of the people first that predicted his presidency. At that time, when I talked to him, I said, I joined APC. And I feel like you will be the president in the coming. Then he stood up with his coffee. He sit down again. He said, why did you say this? I said, I saw it coming. And at the same time, I granted an interview.
Did you promise him Kano State?
No, I promised him
I will win Kano for
I will win
Kano.
Kano. I did. Yes.
Well, you did not.
I did. That is why I joined Ganduje. Because he wanted me to join. And I told him that I'm going to join Ganduje in Kano. And I will join the APC. He said, glad to hear.
Now that you look back at this, the outcome of the election, specifically in Kano State, do you wish you had, followed Kuangs? Because you spoke highly of him quite not long ago. You talked about him and referred to him as the godfather of
politics
in Kano State, and see what he's done in the state, winning the state for the NNPP, and largely even the House of Representatives and national and Senate seats. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you would have stood a better chance if you had moved to the NNPP?
Well, I think this caution that I stand in a better chance also. Of course, if I was in NNPP as well as when people were calling me, asking me to join NNPP, himself, I discussed with him about joining NNPP, but at that time I had no any reason to leave FEC to join NNPP. I hope I'm in very good term with the system. I'm very good and well respected in the party, from the top to the bottom. And as well, at that time, Konkoso, as I said there, I have someone I hold with high esteem, Governor Ganduje, my leader, my boss. I hold him with respect, with high esteem, and I look at him beyond politics because when I see him, whatever, anytime I come in front of him, I feel I'm in front of my father. So I see no reason to leave Ganduje at that time to join Congo. So at some time, there was a confusion because I had a lot calling me. Even the party wanted me, the ANNPP wanted me, a lot of people coming to me every day. Leave the APC, this will happen to you, that will happen to you. I didn't listen to that. And as if there might be political prophets or saying that, so most of what they said happens to me. A lot of happens. If maybe I leave APC, join NNPP, it wouldn't have happened. Yeah, I would have been a senator now, or I won whatever. But all I believe is time.
You chose loyalty.
Yeah,
Okay.
I choose loyalty,
Well,
and I'm always loyal to wherever I am.
Okay.
I'm loyal to the system. I'm loyal to the people. At that time, I feel I cannot leave FEC, one, because of Aswaju. I so much respect and hold him so high with respect. I can't leave FEC because of Governor Ganduje. I cannot leave FEC because of the party chairman in Kano. I have so much good relationship in FEC. I see myself, or I see a family where I find love, where I find everything needed. And as well, when I look at the Konkoso side, I see someone that really wants to work with me, and I see someone I respect. And I see his people always coming to me and asking me to come. And whenever I speak with him, or I greet him, I find comfort. I find someone that really wants me to grow, and someone who wants me to come up with him. So at a point I get confused, but I know, yes, now I belong to this camp, and I have to remain here.
So while you look back and say, if you were in the NNPP, you would have won, and you insist that you would rather stay where your loyalty lies. I'd like to ask you a question that requires an honest answer. Why do you think that the APC fell in Kano State?
Well, there are factors that make FEC to fail, or to add that particular issue. When we are campaigning from or before election, nobody will ever think that FEC will fail or will have any issue in Kano. There are two factors which attributed to the failure of FEC. One, changing or defacing the color of the money. This affects us.
In Kano State?
In Kano State, it affects us.
Could you explain that?
Yes, because, okay, it was a time that people are struggling with hardship. It was a time that people are struggling and sleeping in petrol station. We were trying to soften that. It was a serious hard time that people are struggling with what to eat, struggling with their businesses. Then you suddenly change the money. Few weeks to election. And don't forget, the government was FEC government. If it was another government that, not the FEC, that changed, we wouldn't have that problem in Kano. Because we work hard over the years, we have the popularity, everybody wants the FEC. It is smelling like perfume. FEC is like gold in Kano before the defense of the Naira. Suddenly this came. People are sleeping in petrol station and as well sleeping by ATM machine. That was the first time I go in Kano with my convoy. People say, Bama yi FEC. We don't like FEC. In all the years, 2 years I campaigned in Kano, 44 local government before I come to Senate, where I campaigned for 15 local government, nobody said, not a single person said Bama yi. The day we had consensus that I run for Senate, I can remember there was a gentleman that took this rat poison and drink. that Zaura is not coming to be a governor. Suddenly we received that shock and suddenly called that someone drank poison because I was not given ticket to run for governorship. And we rushed to the hospital. My campaign director, my directors, we went, and it was reality. He was dying. We took him from that hospital, transferred him to another hospital. We were lucky, he was revived and back to life. And then later we started with him, he said, not see me become governor, he'd rather die. And a lot of people, like some went into different situation of life, like to sit with them. We come from the Senate. And then we campaign 15 local government. Nobody said we don't want until there's the first Naira. That was. And don't forget, a lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people have money, but they cannot get it. Okay, even the face of the Naira, there was no availability of the money. You can't even have 10,000. At some point, I would travel, come to Abuja, get the Naira. We go, I have my people, they go by ATM. When they see people queuing, we pay them money. We give them free money just to soften the situation. The money I had for campaign, we used to go ATM by ATM to give people money, just to get back that love. People sleep in ATM, sometime 3-4 days in ATM machine. How do you expect us to win an election in Kano with such situation? Where is even the money to even do the campaign activities? No cash, nothing. This is one factor. And this factor was not aimed at Kano, it was aimed at the central system. And today, God willing, we got the center.
But lost Kano.
And then we lost Kano. And we didn't lost as well. As we got a very, very reasonable number of votes. Yeah.
But when you look at Kano politics, and what it's become now, there are concerns as to whether the people of Kano are informed enough to make the decision on who to vote for.
Yeah.
Are they enlightened enough? Are they informed enough? Or are they voting based on pressure or the direction of the directives of their leaders?
You know, when people are compressed, when people are pushed to the wall, when people are in there and in distress situation, they want to change. They want something new. The situation of Kano at that time, people were in terrible situations. They just look at every single person or anyone, everybody in FEC as the cause of their problem. So, Konkoso
became an alternative.
And don't forget, when the people want to change, and at the same time, their eyes closed, they go for anything, irrespective of what they think put them in that situation. They think FEC bring the hardship, FEC bring this, and then we want to do away with the FEC. And still, there are people that are able to segregate, to differentiate, to say no. Those are the both sweet guys. Those who are able to find or to go for what they want. But generally the people that want something changed, whatever will come, not the FEC. Not looking at who is contesting under that platform, but the party generally. They don't look at Zaura is here. We want Zaura, but not the FEC. We just want to do away with the FEC. So let's do away with all of them.
So, okay.
Not even minding that this Zaura has never been a councillor, has never been to any political office. He has never joined he has never held any government office. So how Zaura will be a cause or a party to that? But they join all of us because it is FEC. No, and I believe and I feel them. You understand me? It is what they want, change. And when they remove FEC, they feel they are ease.
We will come to the question of whether or not they've got that change and if the people of Kano are satisfied with the NNPP in power in Kano State. But let's just quickly wrap up with a general conversation on Kano politics, which is the concerns as to how politics in Kano State may have negatively affected the respected traditional institution in the state. We've seen what happened in the past 4 years or 8 years because of politics, and the revered Kano traditional institution seems to have lost a little bit of respect. Are you also as concerned that the traditional institution in Kano may have lost that respect because of politics?
Well, I will say the system, the traditional system or the institution in Kano has not lost respect. The respect is there for the institution. It is personal. I may say like maybe the person at that time, singularly or particularly, maybe the one that lost the respect, not the system, not the institution. The institution, the respect remained there. People still respect the traditional institution in Kano. But when someone as a traditional ruler or father dip himself or his hands into politics, that affects him at all. But does not affect the institution. And this is what happened. That goes to the then traditional ruler or father that put his hand, which they said his Sanusi. But the institution remained respected. Yeah.
So let's go home to Kano politics and governance, basically. Governor Abba Yusuf has been there just a little over 100 and something days now. What do you think of his actions so far? I know that your party is reacting negatively to it, seeing it as an act of vengeance. But personally, what do you think about governance under Abba Yusuf in the last months?
Well, let me say, in my own perspective, or in my own the way I look at his antecedent for the how many months you said that?
Since May, probably 4 or 5
when
months.
he came in the first month, I was not pleased with the approach of the destruction of the properties and those. I know he's someone who mean well for Kano, but at times he deviated and destruction and all that nobody likes. Although we have a different party, and at any time, if you are in a party, you will love your party to be there, not the other party. So this is what he thinks is right, but to us, it's wrong. Destruction.
Reclaiming government property.
Yeah, that is not, there is a better way to reclaim government properties other than destroying it. So to us, it's not a better approach. It's not a good approach to that. It is rather more advanced, not to destroy it, reclaim it, and maybe not to go in that direction. So we are all not, I particularly am not happy with that direction.
Do you agree? But do you agree with those who say that it's an act of vengeance, what he's doing?
Well, I can say it is an act of vengeance because if in your campaign promises, you promise that when you come, you will do this, you will do this, and I think, and he come, he prove and he do it. And then, if not vengeance, what do you call this? I think it is. It is an act of vengeance, and it is act of maybe it's as if somebody is pouring out an anger that is a fire that is burning him.
Doesn't seem to have a history of dissent with the immediate past governor, but we do know that Ganduje fell out with Kuangs. So do you believe that this may be Kuangs' hand?
No, all that can be attributed to that because
he's his political
yeah,
godfather.
it's a political, yeah. So I'm sure it has to do with all those that are all the attribute of that. These are the cause, these are the reasons. Those may be the main reasons for doing all these actions is to make Governor Ganduje look that is someone that has done a lot of wrongs. But if you see that he brought a lot of things, let me tell you one thing with the Governor Ganduje. One of the reasons that attracted me as well to the party is his way of his ideology, the way he does his things. He worked tirelessly. He bring a lot of development, and most of those things that are destroyed in Kano, when you look at them properly, you see that those are development he brought to Kano. He has not bring anything bad to Kano. But when you mention the act of vengeance also, I attributed all those actions to that. But if well looked at properly, you see all that he has done, all those structures that were destroyed are development to Kano State. Ganduje meant well for Kano. He had done a lot of good things to Kano State. I like his ideology. He works, and he go for exactly what bring up the society as well.
There's been a tribunal ruling that's being appealed right now, and I know at the time the governor called for calm, saying that the right process will be followed. And there are concerns as to the state of Kano State right now. Where is it peaceful? How are the people in Kano? Is Kano safe? Is it peaceful? Politically?
Kano is safe politically. Kano is peaceful. People are going about their businesses. A lot of people are happy with even the verdict of the court that we won, and we are happy that at the first instance of the court verdict, we are victorious. We are happy, and the people of Kano are happy. Okay. You can see jubilation at the day that the court give the verdict, and that to show you that FEC is still a serious leading party in Kano. People realize now that the problem is not the FEC. I'm taking you a bit back to your other question. Why we fail? So Kano is
safe and peaceful.
Is safe and is peaceful.
Okay, let's do a little bit of national politics now. You're an ardent supporter of President Tinubu. You have talked about the relationship you share with him and how much he supported your political career. I'd like you to assess his administration, just as you've assessed the Bichi administration, the Abba Yusuf administration. Could you assess the Tinubu administration so far?
Well, let me say, at this point, it's a very young administration as well. It is barely how many days to access. But
it's as old as the Abba Yusuf administration.
It's the same. It's as well young, but it depends on your start. The start of Mr. President or Bola Tinubu administration started very good. First, I said now it removed fuel subsidy, which he think it is not important to the common man. Rather, it is absorbing or it is sucking the common man. And then it is for the common person or the masses to think that Mr. President will not just come one day and take out something that gives them joy. He take out something that sucks their joy. He take out something that eat their joy, eat their happiness, eat their progress. Subsidy, go. He always think ahead. He bring in something new. If you look at his economy team, if you look at his all the team, he bring in people that knows what they are doing, and he's bringing more, and more will come. He's still building up the administration.
So you commend the president for his appointments?
Beautifully. I commend him.
But how then do you react to those who accuse him of nepotism?
Well, everyone has his own way of, has his own perspective. Like I would say, a lot of people are expecting him to do this and he do that. When you are expecting someone to do this and he does that, you want him to go your own way. But his own way, the way he thinks it is better, as he is the head, he do it in his own way. And when you look at it, you see the type of people he brings. Are they willing to develop and progress the country? Are they willing to work for Nigeria, or are the people that will work for themselves? When you look and you see that are the people that he has their own track record, he knows what they can do, and he trusts in them that they will work with him. He make up a team that will move Nigeria. At some point as well, I want him to look at more people that will help him to move the nation in some other part of the country.
Like you?
Well, don't let me be selfish. But,
I mean, you can be.
But if you said like me, or you see, I'm someone who like to build nation. I'm someone who, wherever I am, I want to build the system. Like when I come into the party, I want the party to be built. So I put my hand to build up the party before my ambition, before my wish, before what I want take. I want to see everywhere is level. So I'm sure if given the opportunity, he knows better, and he knows the type of person I am. He knows where I would fit best, and this is. I'm not to talk about myself much, but people will talk about it. Your action justify who you are. That is what I will say. But I know the president, he has eyes for the people that will help him to move the nation. He has eyes for people that means well for Nigeria. And in very near future, when he finished wrapping up the administration, when he finished bringing up the teams together, Nigeria will be great.
You know, while you commend the president for a number of actions he's taken, including fuel subsidy, you also talk about the state of the country, including your state, Kano State, and how because of the actions of the APC, or perhaps the government in power at the time, it affected the voting pattern in Kano State. The cost of living in the country has increased because of just the fuel subsidy removal alone. So when you talk about addressing perhaps the hunger in the land, how do you expect the president to act to quickly address this?
From the action, from what I see the president is trying to do, when he hit here, then he tried to soften the situation. That there is always, this always happens. When you try to change, or when you try to bring in change into the system, people must feel it. The impact that is coming with fuel subsidy removal. In another way, the president is bringing in a lot of palliatives, money, things that will ease the life of people and bringing in so many things new. Like always he said that we have to endure, people have to endure when it is time to change, when it is time to adjust, when it is time to go back to basics that will bring development, when it is time to adjust things that pitches, people feel it. He said, bear with me, things will get better. He tries every day. Now, just recently or 2 days, he launched the conditional cash transfer back. I have seen a lot. I'm close to the Minister of Humanitarian. I see what she is planning for the people. I see a lot coming to the people. In a few days, I see other ministers or organs of government that are well prepared going down to the people. So there is need for people to endure a little bit. No thing good come easy.
Absolutely. Just as we wrap up this conversation, you are a businessman, and government policies will affect your business directly or indirectly.
Yeah, sure.
What are the challenges you faced as a businessman in the past administrations, and that you're hoping that this administration will do differently?
Well, the most challenging is stability of the dollar. As a business person, I know that I will find it difficult. I'm into financial business, I'm into energy business. All those requires forex. And FX, if the government try to stabilize Naira and dollar, that will eat a lot of business in Nigeria. Business people, and not only business people, everybody will find it easy. And I know at this very hard time, look at the way the dollar is flying, and then it definitely will affect.
How's the decision to float the Naira affecting your business?
How?
How's the decision to float the Naira affecting your business?
Of course, in every business, there is need of inflow. When the money that you will use to import, that you are not even getting the FX, it will affect your business. When you import, and then when you compare the exchange rate, it affects your business. What you bring at the half of the price before, now it double. Due to what? Due to foreign exchange. So directly, the FX affect business. The money flows affect business, and it is hitting down to the masses. What you will buy, 1,000 Naira, now you will buy 5,000 or even 20,000. It is all the cost of this. So this must be settled, this must be balanced, this must be well looked at to its business.
I'd like to thank you very much for your time, Mr. Abdulsalami Zaura, and I wish you well. Though every time I think about you, it comes to mind that your political career is yet to kick off despite your many tries. But I'd like to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
and
Terry.
say that I wish you well.
Thank you, and I wish you well too.
Accept
and
that.
I thank you for being with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry.
Well, that's Political Paradigm today. Thank you very much for your time as well. A quick reminder that you can catch this episode and others by simply going to YouTube or go to channelstv.com. I'm Terry Ikumi. Goodbye.